Hey everybody, how's it going? All right, I'm finally back after a bit of a break. October was crazy busy. As you know, I was making a video pretty much every day, as well as working on some other projects, and kind of lacking on my ends costume a little bit. But I got pretty burnt out, pretty exhausted, and I needed a break for a while. Work's been crazy too. So anyway, I just wanted to jump back on here because I have some pickups I wanted to go over with you guys. And I saw some movies recently that I wanted to quickly talk about. All right, but first I'm going to start with some shots of me on Halloween night in the Halloween Ends Michael Myers outfit. Check out some of these shots. So I got a chance to go out and freak out a few people here and there, take a few pictures. It was a pretty good time. Didn't stay out as long as I would have liked, despite the weather not being too bad. But it was a real rush to get the Ends costume together because I did not have Halloween Ends coveralls. And as you can see from the pictures, I sort of put something together. So what I did is the night before Halloween, I took out my Legion Safety version 2 coveralls that were so nicely gifted from Legion Safety. Again, I really appreciate that, you guys, especially Alex. He's worked with me very closely on a lot of the happenings that were going on with that replica that they produced, and I think it looks fantastic. But I had a pair that I wanted to turn into an Ends pair, and I had done no work at all on them. Like right up until October 30th, I took Halloween and November 1st off from work. So I finally kind of got a break by the 30th, really, that evening. So what I did was on the night of the 30th there, when I finally had some time, I took out these version 2s and I thought, okay, well, let's get the weathering process started just to see what I can pull off here. Because I thought I might end up having to wear my Kills coveralls and just sort of wing it, you know. I mean, most people would never notice anyway, right? So I decided to try it, you know, and I removed the snaps off the sleeves and I did some sanding and got them weathered decently and then put them through the wash. The whole weathering process, I probably spent, a half hour, 45 minutes on them, maybe, and then threw them in the wash and dried them and everything. And then by the next day on Halloween, when I had booked off, of course, I started working on them in the sort of late morning, early afternoon. And I took them out and did some more weathering on them and got the grimy look, the dirty look on them. You know, I did what I could to sort of replicate the burns as best I could. Nowhere near the professional job that I have on my Kills coveralls. It's not even close, but it sort of has a bit of the idea. And if you look at the Ends coveralls, I used many different reference pictures, and a lot of them are totally different. If you look at the amount of coveralls they had on set, it was literally a whole rack just filled. And there was various differences between them all, right? So I sort of took kind of what I liked or what stood out, and I just kind of went with that. And I spent, again, a very short time on them. I didn't spend 2 hours on them the entire day. So I wouldn't be into these things for, you know, 2.5 hours worth of work. But I thought for the most part they turned out okay. They're nowhere near you know, like a pro job, nothing like Connor would do or something, or you know, Remzap Studios or anything like that. But I thought for the small amount of time I put into them, they turned out all right. So I was happy enough with them to go ahead and wear them, and I thought it looked pretty decent actually. So I got plenty of looks, that's for sure. So it was really fun going out there. So I mean, overall, I thought they turned out pretty well. I mean, for my level of skill, I'm certainly not skilled in those areas at all. But I just tried to copy the reference photos as best I could, and just got creative with the paint and with some of the things I could try to make it look decent. But yeah, again, I thought for the amount of time I put into them and at my skill level, I was pleasantly surprised because I didn't think they would turn out even that good. But anyway, I wanted to give you a quick look at all three of the coveralls from Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends, just so you can sort of see the differences. So here, take a quick look at this. So there's the three different pairs right there. And on the left, of course, we have the 2018s. These I weathered myself. I mostly used reference photos from James Jude Courtney's trailer from that 2018 movie. There was a few really good shots posted online, and you could see the concentrations of the dirt and the oil. The front especially. The back was a little bit harder to find shots, but I got them looking decent. I figured I was pretty happy with them as well. And that was really my first big try at it. And those are real Workrites, so I'm glad they turned out pretty decent. I'm pretty happy with those. But they're generally a fairly easy weathering job. They're not too tough. So moving on to the kills, those are way more complicated. And as you can see, they are professionally done. These kills coveralls were done by Remzap Studios. The burn effect he has is just literally amazing. The burns wrap around the collar of the neck and come over really nicely. Like, I don't know how he does it exactly, but I'll tell you, he is damn good at it. So you can kind of tell the difference there with a professional job. Everything's just cleaner. The bullet holes are way nicer looking, more realistic. The blood fade is much better and stuff than what I was doing with my ends coveralls. Which brings me to the ends coveralls. So as you can see here, this is what I put together. I just wanted to, follow the reference photos like I said I was doing, and just sort of concentrate on areas where there were more bits of mold. Like, that's something that was consistent with the ends coveralls. No matter which picture you were looking at, generally there were concentrations of mold in certain areas. So that's where I tried to keep it consistent. Then I added a little bit here and there where I'd seen them on other shots, added some bullet wound shots, some blood, of course, as well, which I think I laid on a little on the thick side. I know this is definitely a learning curve, but it's not like I plan on weathering a ton of coveralls from now on out. But again, pretty pleased with how they turned out. And I'm happy with the mold effect as well. I toyed with many different ideas, and ultimately this one panned out not too bad. For like 2.5 hours work, I was pretty pleased. So again, special thanks to Legion Safety for sending me those. But yeah, they make a nice Halloween Ends set of coveralls for my collection. All right, so moving on, some more things I did in the aftermath of Halloween in the last little bit here. I was able to catch 2 movies I've been looking forward to seeing. The first one is Terrifier 2. Now, I know you guys have heard a lot about that. There's reviews everywhere, and there's a lot of reviews of people, passing out and puking and all these horrible stories like, oh, it's so gory and so terrible. And honestly, with regards to the gore, yeah, it's gory. But if you saw the first Terrifier, you would know, you'd probably expect gore. And, I don't take it too seriously. Like, it never really bothers me. I'm not like one of those gore freaks who just loves gore movies. But I don't mind them, and it doesn't bother me. Like when I watched it, I was expecting it to be pretty gnarly, and it was, but nothing, made me want to, turn my stomach. I was mostly just like, oh, right, like, how did you do that? That is so cool. So I was more just impressed with the special effects. But I'm not going to get into it too crazy heavy, and I'm certainly not going to give you any spoilers or anything, but just overall, I really loved this movie. I thought it was easily, probably an 8.5 out of 10. Like, it was great. I had an awesome time watching that movie. It was way better than I thought it would be, and it was much better than the first one. And I liked the first one. I thought the first one was okay. It was pretty good, but this one was so much more of a movie. And just a great story, it was highly entertaining. If you haven't seen it, I totally recommend it. If you don't mind gore, or if you can stand that, if you're actually, if you're into horror movies and that doesn't bother you very much, you'll be fine. Yeah, there's some gory scenes, but it's fake, right? It's fake. It's not real. It doesn't bother me at all. You know, it's all made up stuff. The real stuff might bother me a little more. That's for sure. So Terrifier 2, 8.5 out of 10. Excellent movie. All right, and for the other movie that I just recently watched that is also a 2022 movie is Barbarian. Now, that's another one I had heard so many great things about, and it did not disappoint. I thought it was excellent. It has an excellent cast in it. Bill Skarsgård is in it. I didn't even realize he was in it when I was watching. I knew Justin Long was in it, who gives a fantastic performance, by the way. He is excellent in this movie. Plays a bit of a question mark, I guess you could say. But he plays it so well. He's so talented, and you know, he's been in so many great movies and some really awesome horror movies and stuff too. I think the guy's fantastic. But Barbarian, people have been talking about how it has a bit of a surprise ending or a bit of a twist. I wasn't super surprised by anything, but I would say that's that's sort of how it goes. But I really enjoyed this one too, Barbarian. Really, really great movie, highly entertaining, some real twists that you're not expecting, and some really creepy scares too. I mean, by the end, it's maybe not as scary, but it's sort of hard to explain without getting into it. But there are some genuinely frightening scenes, you know, so it's pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. I would give it probably... Well, I don't want to get carried away. Fair, it's probably 8 out of 10, like a 4 out of 5 kind of movie. It's a 4-star movie. I think it's really good. I thought it was super well done and well acted, interesting story. Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, definitely check out Barbarian. Big thumbs up for me there. Okay, and lastly, in the last week or so, I got a couple of packages in here. Couple of pickups. These are single shirts I have in here. This one is from Garbs. This is Into the Fire. This is a very cool design by a gentleman by the name of Sam Hain, 1992. And this, of course, is Garbs, and which is why I have this nice bag. And Garbs, this is a long sleeve that I got from them as well. I don't know if I have many long sleeves from Garbs. I have so many of their t-shirts, but only a handful of long sleeves, like not too many. So it's nice to get another one, and I really love this design. This is a Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 design, and as I mentioned, it's called Into the Fire. I have that Dawkins song playing in my head constantly now that I said that. Into the fire. Holy shit. That's awesome, man. Look at that. That is beautiful. Check this out. Look at this. Unbelievable. Sam Hain, 1992 on Instagram. Check him out. I'm telling you, one of the best out there. Love the broken shards of glass. Gorgeous shot of Freddy. His look is absolutely perfect. Definitely right out of Dream Warriors. Glove looks perfect. And of course the syringe glove on the left hand. And the little girl on the tricycle with the skeleton face and the 1428 Elm Street behind him. Absolutely beautiful design. Fantastic work again. Absolutely love this. And you have the souls of the children on the right sleeve that Freddy reveals under his sweater, of course. And the left sleeve has that awesome Freddy snake just before he looks Nancy in the eyes. You. That is really cool. Beautiful, beautiful shirt. I love this design. It was a limited edition release. I believe it's a get it or regret it that came up for this one. So this is one of those ones you have to spot when it popped up. So if you missed it and you wanted it, you know, definitely go to Garbs' site, guttergarbs.com, and I'm sure if you sign up for their newsletter, you will get notified when stuff like this shows up for, you know, 3 days. So anyway, very cool shirt. Really like it. Great job, Garbs. All right, and moving on to the next pickup. My favorite bag in the business, Terror Threads orange on black. How awesome is that? Or I guess black on orange, I should say. So inside this beautiful bag is a t-shirt that I have been wanting to grab for quite a while, actually. There's a bit of a story behind this one. This t-shirt is called The House of 1,000 Corpses, Monsters, and Madmen. All right, let's check this thing out. Okay, receipt. House of 1,000 Corpses, Monsters, and Madmen. XL, sounds right. Okay, Terror Threads, here we go. Oh, nice, I got some gear with it. Oh, sweet. I got a Terrifier sticker. How cool is that? I don't have this one yet. Awesome. Very, very cool. I love it. Thank you guys so much. Also got this sticker, Terror Threads right here. They are very good people, very good to me. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's get a look at this thing. Now, this shirt, like I said, has a bit of a story behind it. Fuck, what a design. Captain Spaulding's Museum of Monsters and Madmen. Check this design out. So cool. So this design is actually by an artist by the name of Mouchi T. Or Moochie T. I honestly don't know how to pronounce it, but his Instagram handle is MOUTCHY_TEE. So it's MOUTCHY_TEE. But the story with this one is this Captain Spaulding design. When I first saw it, I was blown away. I was like, is that ever cool? What a cool looking shirt. I was like, I have to get this. Beautiful, right? So they go on sale with Terror Threads, and they had probably 4 or 5 different designs or something like that, or maybe 3 or 4, whatever. But this one in particular, I really, really liked. Loved this design. So I was going to get on, and I'm like, okay, I will get one of these, right? I'll try to settle down on it. And what happened was, not long after it went up, I guess there was some kind of an incident because Terror Threads came out and apologized and said, we're really sorry, we're embarrassed this happened. Something along the lines of, I don't know, maybe somebody didn't, cross the T or dot the I where they were supposed to for the licensing. And I guess whoever was responsible for it didn't want it out for whatever reason. So they had to yank it and say, sorry about that, it's not available. Our mistake, blah, 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 no big deal. No big deal at the end of the day. They pulled it, but I had seen it there, and after it was yanked, I was just like, oh, that was the one I liked the most, That was the one I really wanted to go for and get. So I thought that was it, and there was some kind of weird thing that had happened there. But then, I don't know, a couple months later, I guess it would have been, it popped up again, and I jumped all over it because, again, love the design. Fantastic. Beautiful red, white, and blue. And the late Sid Haig, of course. Fantastic character. And I don't have anything like this for the House of 1,000 Corpses, and I really like that movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorite Rob Zombie movies. Really good stuff, House of 1,000 Corpses. So that is from Terror Threads. So be sure and check them out as well. They're all over social media as well. They're on Instagram, Terror Threads. You can find them there, or at terrorthreads.com. All right, guys, well, that'll pretty much do it for the pickups video. I want to thank you all for watching. I'll leave you with some more shots of the t-shirts and maybe a few more shots from Halloween as well. And I hope to see you again for the next one.